We have confirmation that Starfield is going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC and will not be making its way to the PlayStation 5, and we even have some idea of when the title is actually going to release. There's a lot here to talk about, so let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? It's Randall Thor19, the man with the million, back again with another video. I hope everybody is having a great day, and if you can do me a huge favor, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for checking out today's video. Since September of last year, there's been this ongoing debate about whether or not the games from Bethesda would be exclusive to Xbox or would they be multi-plat coming to PlayStation 5 or the Nintendo Switch in the future. It was a pretty intense debate with people sitting on both sides of the fence offering their arguments about why they would be exclusive or why they would be multi-plat. But I thought this whole debate was ended 2 months ago when Phil Spencer said that the reason they purchased Bethesda was to give Xbox players more exclusives. I thought everybody realized that Xbox was going to make the Bethesda games exclusive to Xbox and PC, but it certainly does seem like people didn't believe Phil Spencer or didn't want to believe that games like The Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout or Bethesda's first new IP in 25 years, Starfield, would not be on their platform of choice, the PlayStation 5. But we got confirmation from Jeff Grubb over the weekend on Twitter in a conversation that I inadvertently started, and we're going to go in depth about it right now. So I tweeted out on Friday night that I had a bunch of messages and super chats about Starfield during the Xbox 2 podcast on Friday, where people were saying that Jeff Grubb said that the game wasn't exclusive or whatever. So I figured I would tweet this out and have Jeff clear the air, since it seems that whatever he says gets twisted by people, and Jeff responded with, "Starfield is exclusive to Xbox and PC, period. This is me confirming that." Which, to be frank, I didn't think this was gonna blow up the way it did. Phil Spencer literally said that the reason they bought Bethesda was to give Xbox players more exclusives, and that those titles would only be on platforms where Game Pass exists. Last time I checked, you know what? Game Pass doesn't exist on the PlayStation or the Nintendo Switch yet, so I don't know why anybody thought that Starfield or Wolfenstein 3 or whatever next comes from Bethesda would be on those platforms. But there were people that thought, you know what, Microsoft is gonna need that money from PlayStation. They just spent $7.5 billion. Of course they're going to put Starfield on the PlayStation. That's where I want to play Starfield. I don't want to play Starfield on an Xbox or PC. They're gonna want my money. And Microsoft's like, nuh-uh. We are going to make it exclusive to Xbox and PC. We're going to use Starfield as a driver for Xbox Game Pass. And we don't want your $60 on PlayStation. You know what? Before we go any further talking about this subject, let's just replay exactly what Phil Spencer said during the Bethesda roundtable.
If we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building, and the creative capability we will be able to bring to market for our Xbox customers. It's going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here. If we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. If we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
I don't know how you could watch that clip, let alone 3 times, and come away with the expectation that Starfield and all the Bethesda games are gonna make their way to the PlayStation 5. Phil Spencer in that clip is basically saying in the nicest way possible that all their future games won't be on PlayStation. So when you tune into this year's E3 and you see Starfield for the first time with the trailer, you see Wolfenstein 3 for the first time with the trailer, and you see Arcane's game for the first time with a new trailer, and they all end with exclusive to Xbox and PC, don't act surprised, because Phil Spencer basically told you the plan 2 months ago. Now, for those of you wondering if Jeff Grubb is just predicting this or if he's confirmed it with the sources, he later on tweeted that he blames Tim Geddes and Greg Miller for infecting him with their doubt on the Kind of Funny Gamecast. He should have listened to Paris on his shoulder But yes, I have since confirmed this. Jeff Grubb also writes over at VentureBeat, link is in the description, make sure you check it out, that Microsoft has no plans to release Bethesda's upcoming space role-playing adventure Starfield on Sony's competing PlayStation 5 console. But Jeff, if you go read Reset Era and check out some clowns on Twitter, they're saying that Starfield is going to be a timed exclusive. It just really goes to show you how much people want these Bethesda games, that they're going through all these mental gymnastics to make themselves feel better, that okay, Starfield won't be there day one, but it'll eventually be there a year later, when in reality, it's never going to be on PlayStation. The only way you'll be able to play Starfield or any of the Bethesda games on PlayStation in the future is by opening up the YouTube app, searching for Starfield gameplay, and hitting play and watching it all unfold. Jeff continues and says that shouldn't surprise too many people after Xbox boss Phil Spencer said in March that Microsoft acquired Bethesda to add exclusives to Game Pass. But I've separately confirmed that this situation applies to Starfield through sources familiar with the decision. But some people keep asking about Starfield on PS5 because they don't have insight into Microsoft's reasonings. While Sony and Nintendo would certainly keep new acquisitions locked to their platforms, Xbox has a history of playing nice. Minecraft, for example, is still getting full support on PlayStation and Nintendo platforms. Microsoft even released a new Minecraft Dungeons game on PS5 and Switch. So why wouldn't Microsoft do the same with Bethesda's games? The difference is that Minecraft is a platform unto itself with millions of active players and in-game transactions, and it's a platform like that thrives when it's available everywhere. Starfield is most valuable to Microsoft as a means to grow Xbox Game Pass. Where Minecraft can exist as its own service, Starfield is about growing the Game Pass service. And even if Bethesda has ambitions to make massive connective live service games, it's unlikely that anything will turn into the next Minecraft. So an effort like Blockbuster game released from the team that made the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is best if Microsoft treats it as an investment into a larger service. So it's basically exactly what I've been saying since day one of the acquisition all the way back in September. Microsoft spent all this money to bolster its exclusive roster, but mainly so they can put these games day one on Game Pass and grow that service from 10 million to 20 million to 30 million and beyond, all the way up to 50 and 60 million. And they see a big release like Starfield as a way to kickstart that. And then when you think about it, if people are this crazy about Starfield being exclusive, what will it be like when Microsoft officially confirms that the next Elder Scrolls game or the next main Fallout game is exclusive to Xbox and PC? People are going to lose their minds. Now, industry analyst Z-Huge basically explains this way better than I ever could by saying, with Game Pass now the center of the Xbox ecosystem, it is becoming more important for Microsoft to invest in exclusive content and IP that increases the value of the service and leads to new user acquisitions. Increasing access points like the cloud is also just as important. It's no secret that Microsoft has been on an acquisition spree to obtain content, IP, and talent that can deliver titles into Game Pass on day one. The release of first-party titles into Game Pass on day one continues to be the main competitive advantage over other services. Highly anticipated titles such as Halo Infinite and Starfield launching into Game Pass on day one, accessible through multiple access points, will further Microsoft's goal of increasing total subscribers, network effects, and driving additional monetization within the ecosystem. And Jeff Grubb wraps it all up by saying that Microsoft likely did investigate what its financials would look like if it made Bethesda games exclusive or not. In the end, it chose exclusivity, and yes, that means it will miss out on money from sales on the PlayStation 5. But the point is that Microsoft doesn't see that as losing money. It sees that as built-in marketing for Game Pass. And then it also expects to offset many of those costs by building a deeper relationship with more players who then go on to play and buy even more games on Xbox platforms. Basically, Jeff is writing out what I've been saying since last year. So yes, Starfield is exclusive, and I would predict that Xbox would make this call for the Elder Scrolls 6 and beyond. Of course they will, Jeff. Of course they will. So now that we know Starfield is exclusive to Xbox, I'm sure everybody wants to know what exactly the game is and when they can play it. I think we will find out exactly what the game is at this year's E3 and less than a month from now. And I've been saying for a while, since the beginning of January, that I felt Microsoft was trying to do a 1-2-3 punch to get out Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, and Starfield for this holiday, but I always said that was their intention and that COVID might delay the game into early 2022, and that looks like to be the case. Jeff Grubb said, "Hey, Blessing Jr., you're right about Starfield release date." Now, if you're wondering what that means, Jeff Grubb was on a kind of funny Gamecast recently with Greg Miller, Tim Geddes, and Blessing, where Blessing said that he predicts that Starfield would be like a Q1 release. And Jeff is basically saying, you're right, because he got confirmation on that. So look for Starfield to come out early 2022, sometime between January, February, March, maybe even April. I'm thinking it would be pretty cool if the release date was 2/22/22, right? February 22nd of 2022, in the same way that Skyrim, when it first came out, was 11/11/11. I think that would be pretty damn cool. So to wrap it all up, Starfield's an exclusive just like all future Xbox Bethesda games, and it looks like Starfield will be launching Q1 of next year. Anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell if you want to be notified immediately whenever I drop a video like this. Share this out on social media or tell a friend about the channel. You can always take your support even further if you hit that join button, where you will get access to channel badges and emotes for the Xbox 2 podcast we do every single week with Jez Corden of Windows Central. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.